Thinking about starting a custom hat business? Before you spend a single dollar, watch this. Today I'm breaking down the 5 things you actually need to get started, along with the few beginner mistakes that can cost you time, money, and a whole lot of frustration. What's going on, everyone? My name's Jose, owner of Summit Imprint. We specialize in premium custom leather patch hats, along with other promotional products for businesses, organizations, and events. Over the last few years, I've had the opportunity to test different lasers, different hat presses, different materials, and different suppliers. Some purchases were great investments, and others taught me lessons the expensive way. So whether you're looking to start this as a side hustle, grow it into a full-time business, or just want to make hats for friends and family, these are the 5 things you should focus on first. Let's jump right into it. First and most obvious thing you'll need, of course, it's a laser. This is the heart of your business, because every patch starts here. If your laser isn't producing clean, consistent engravings, everything after that becomes harder. One of the biggest questions I see is, what laser should I buy? The answer is, it depends on your budget and your goals. Let's start off with the budget-friendly option, and that's the X-Tool F2 or similar. I've had the X-Tool F1 Ultra for the past 2 years, and I absolutely love it. The Neo or F2, at around $1,400, it's one of the most affordable ways to get into making custom patches. It's compact, beginner-friendly, and because it's so portable, you can even take it to markets or live events if you want to engrave on site. Another thing I like about this machine is that it's a galvo-style laser. That means it's incredibly fast when it comes to engraving, and the built-in camera makes aligning your patches quick and easy. Now, of course, it does have its limitations. Since it's a galvo laser with a smaller working area, it's not really designed for cutting custom patch shapes. If your goal is to engrave and cut completely custom patches from scratch, you'll probably outgrow it pretty quickly. But if I was starting over and only focusing on hats, this is the machine I would get. It gives you a relatively affordable entry point into the business, and you can honestly make some really nice engraves with this machine. So it's definitely worth checking out. Stepping up from there, you have a desktop CO2 laser. I personally have the X-Tool P2, and it's been a workhorse for me. CO2 lasers is where your capabilities really start to expand. Unlike a galvo laser that's primarily focused on engraving, a desktop CO2 laser opens up a whole new world of possibilities, easily allowing you to cut custom shapes out of your leatherette sheets, but also opening new opportunities to different materials like acrylic. Another advantage is the larger work area. You can process more material at once, run larger jobs, and tackle projects that simply aren't possible on a smaller galvo machine. They do come in at a more mid to high price point, but in my opinion, you really can't go wrong with the desktop CO2 laser. Incredibly versatile and open the door to so many more products than just leather patches. I'd recommend something like the X-Tool P2 or P3 if you're looking for something that's beginner friendly and easy to use. Or, if your budget allows, my personal favorite and one that I'm hoping to add to my shop is the Thunderbolt. It's perfect for leatherette, and the speed it offers is honestly unmatched, making it an absolute production machine. If your budget allows and you're serious about starting a laser business, then something like my Thunder Nova 51 or a similar industrial CO2 laser is a great option for you. These machines are built for production, they do not skip a beat, and they're incredibly reliable. They have no problem handling long production runs day after day. Another great benefit from these machines is the speed and power they provide. Whether you're engraving hundreds of leather patches, cutting acrylic signs, or running large production jobs, an industrial machine is simply built to keep up. It gives you the confidence to take on bigger orders because you know your equipment can handle the workload. And of course, there are trade-offs. These machines are a significant investment. They require dedicated space, proper ventilation, and in some cases, even electrical upgrades depending on your shop. They're also definitely not something you're moving around or taking to an event. At the end of the day, every one of these lasers can make incredible products. The difference isn't which one makes the best patch. It's choosing the machine that matches where your business is today while leaving room to grow tomorrow. So before you buy, ask yourself, how much space do I have? What's my budget? And how quickly do I want to grow? If it were me starting over again, I'd much rather buy a smaller machine, learn the craft, start getting customers, and let the business pay for future upgrades. The second thing you'll need is a quality hat press. Now, I still have and use my Vivor 4-in-1 hat press. Is it the fanciest press on the market? Definitely not. But it's also proof that you don't need to spend a fortune to get started. Like any budget piece of equipment, it took some tweaking. I had to learn the right pressure, experiment with different silicone pads, adjust my pressing times and temperatures, and yes, I ruined a few hats along the way. That's just part of the learning process. Once I got everything dialed in, it's been a great press that's allowed me to produce a lot of quality hats. Now, if your budget allows, this is where a premium press from a company like Stahls or Hottronics really starts to shine. They're built better, they're more consistent, and you spend a lot less time trying to dial everything in. One feature that some of these higher end presses offer is a dual platen design, which means it provides top and bottom heat, and it's actually something I'm planning to upgrade to soon. I'm really excited to see how much of a difference it makes in my workflow, so stay tuned because I'll definitely be doing a full review once I get some time behind it. The third thing you'll need is quality leatherette, and in my opinion, it's one of the most overlooked parts of the entire process. When you're first starting out, it's tempting to buy the cheapest leatherette you can find online just to save a few bucks. But this is one area where I really don't recommend cutting corners. One of the biggest complaints I see online is people saying they don't trust leatherette products because it just peels off. And honestly, a lot of the time that comes down to using low quality materials, poor adhesive, or an application that wasn't done correctly. Not all leatherette is created equal. Some engrave cleaner, some have stronger heat activated adhesive, and some are much more consistent from sheet to sheet. My advice to you is find a quality supplier. You'll spend less time fighting your material and more time producing great looking patches. If your material isn't consistent, neither are your results. You might have the perfect setting one day, then open a new sheet and suddenly you're dealing with scorching, lighter engraves, or patches that don't press the same. When it comes to leatherette, don't fall into the trap of thinking you need to stock 20 different colors right away. My recommendation is to pick 2 or 3 colors you really like and master those first. Learn how they engrave, dial in your settings, and build confidence with materials you know you can produce consistently. One key takeaway before we move on: invest in quality materials from the start. It'll save you money, save you headaches, and most importantly, protect your reputation. Now let's talk about hats themselves. This is honestly where I see a lot of beginners make expensive mistakes. A supplier runs a sale, you buy 200 hats, then you realize your customers don't actually want that style. Instead, start small, try different profiles, different colors, different brands, different styles. Pay attention to what customers actually order. For me, 7-panel hats became one of my best sellers. Because of that, I feel comfortable keeping more inventory on hand. Another thing to remember is your patch is only half of the product. A beautiful patch pressed onto a cheap, uncomfortable hat still feels like a cheap hat. Remember, people notice quality. They notice the fit and they notice the materials. If they enjoy wearing it, they're much more likely to wear it often, recommend you to friends, and come back for more. Before we move on, I want you to understand, buy for demand, not for discounts. A good deal isn't a good deal if the hats end up sitting on your shelf. Last but not least, the last category is everything that keeps your business running behind the scenes. First is software. Depending on your machine, you'll probably be using Extra Creative Space or Lightburn. Take the time to actually learn it. Understand your software will save you countless hours later. Then there are the little things that people often forget to budget for. Magnets, cleaning supplies, silicone pads, measuring tools, storage bins, replacement lenses, extra material. These things aren't exciting, but they're necessary. You'll also want to spend some time learning some basic artwork editing. Customers won't always send you perfect files. Sometimes you'll need to clean up logos, convert artwork into vectors, resize graphics, or make small adjustments before engraving. The better you become at preparing artwork, the smoother production becomes. I personally use Adobe Illustrator, but there are free options like Inkscape that are great for starters. One habit I'd encourage everyone to start from day one is keeping notes. Write down your successful settings, organize your customer files, save artwork, keep folders neat. Future you will be incredibly thankful. Those are the 5 things I believe every custom hat business should focus on before getting started. Notice I didn't talk about having a huge shop. I didn't talk about hiring employees. I didn't talk about buying every accessory under the sun. Focus on the fundamentals first. Buy quality equipment that fits your budget, use quality materials, learn your machines, and keep improving. Everything else will come with time. If this video helped you out, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button and subscribed. I plan on making a lot more content around lasers, custom hats, promotional products, and everything I've learned while building Summit Imprint. And if you have any questions about equipment, materials, or just getting started, leave them in the comments. I read every single one and I'll do my best to help. Thanks for watching and I'll see you on the next one.